everybody? How you doing? This is Chad Ford. There's another episode of Good Brothers Community Podcast here at Churchill Smoke Shop. And as always, I got my right-hand man, my partner in crime, Mr. P. Powell to the third power. That's Mr. Preston Powell the third. How you doing today, my
Hey,
brother?
man, Chad, what's going on, brothers? Always good to be back on the Good Brothers podcast with you, so we can sit down and enjoy another evening here on the hill. Little smoke, little drink. You know, the last podcast we were on, LSU was making it to the championship game. Now we back. LSU national champion, first national championship, men's or women's, in basketball.
Congratulations, LSU.
Now, with that being said, I know you see all the drama this week after the game with Angela Reese, Caitlin, and the double standard that's going on as far as them doing trash talking and you can't see by John Cena and all that. What's your take on all that dilemma?
I mean, it's a double standard. Really could have did without, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But hey, it is what it is. Caitlin Clark came back and made some comments that you can't blame her for that.
Right.
But at the same time, Angel Reese should not, you know, apologize for who and what she is. She's a strong black, independent black woman, well spoken, well versed, and understands what she does and how she does it. And
Right.
she's also a damn good basketball player. So,
That's not
come say,
doubt.
come sa.
A little French for you. Well, look,
Yeah.
I didn't got everybody that's spoken today. Rough Rider. This is a new cigar. They brought it by the shop. They want us to try them out and see if we can carry them or not. It's pretty smooth. I need to get a little bit more information on it because I don't know. It tastes like it's Dominican, but I'll wait till I get the sheet on and have the rep come back and give me a good verse what it is. But we always follow with a nice cocktail provided by Chad Juice. Back to the subject at hand. It's one thing. I'm telling you what I have the utmost respect for is that she hadn't backed down from her state. I am past the time where we always forgiving people all the time. I mean, listen, the thing that Jill Biden did was so far out of pocket, and it's that type of subtle, uh, you know, non-intentional racism, which I feel is worse. To me, it's always worse. See, Billy Bob with the rebel flag in back of his trunk and shit like that.
Right.
I ain't worried about him. I mean, I know where he stands. He know where I stand. They ain't worried about him. It's that type of racism that Joe Biden displays. It's part of the worries me the most.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I won't go that far, even though you probably could. But I just look at it as the opportunity to put herself on a platform to be seen and be heard, to give her 2 cents where her 2 cents didn't matter in the first place.
Well, let me ask you this: you think if LSU lost that and invited both teams?
No, of course not.
Well, you see, that's what I mean. It's that subtle racism, that racism that they don't even know they're being racist
I
because
mean,
LSU won by 17 points. So it wasn't like the game was a last place buzzer beater. Even then, I mean, look, athletes visiting the White House after the championship go back to the 1800s. 1800s.
I see what
And
you're saying. You put it that way. So
they've never been a runner-up company.
you
So
put it that way.
all of a sudden, they got a good white girl. Now look, here's the thing, Caitlin can ball. She can ball out. And the reality is, this was the most watched women's basketball game in history.
Right. 9.9 million.
So all of a sudden now you want to invite both teams.
The opportunity to be seen. That's what I look at it.
Our all white, LSU majority black.
I mean, I
Come on.
get it. I get it. But you got a white head coach who's, Coach Mulkey. She different. I like her though. She
Yeah,
look
but
different.
that we talk about the players on the field and on the court, and that was ridiculous to do that. And then
I agree.
and then to walk it back. I know they had to walk it back, but the reality is it should have never been said in the first place. And that's what I mean by subtle racism. Whereas
It makes sense.
it
makes
wasn't
sense.
intentional. It wasn't intentional.
It makes
They
sense.
didn't even think about how racist they would be.
Well, here's the thing. That's because they don't understand certain things outside of their own context.
Right, exactly. And that's subtle. That racism to me does more harm
Or
than Billy Bob, who can't really do shit.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard bias when you analyze it further.
Or if you want to call it that, I'm just gonna see it. I mean, it's very hard. I mean, to sit there and say, well, we're gonna invite both teams now. What? Where they do that at?
Yeah, I can see, like I said, I can see it because now you're trying to diminish what LSU's done. You're trying to diminish Angel Reese. You're trying to diminish even Coach Mulkey.
Yeah.
So
Now,
you
of
know,
course, Iowa and Caitlin was like, no, they wasn't having that. But it's just the idea that you brought that up, and that just shows you the subtleties and racism that we sit here and think racism. We all want to say Trump and them hard right Republicans and stuff like that. But I tell people all the time, is that type of racism, that unintentional racism, does more harm than anything.
but you know what? It is something that's because a lot of people don't have multicultural education. You think you know, but you don't. You know, that
Uh,
multicultural
yeah.
diversity. You think you know, but you really don't. And
Well,
you feel like you're doing a good thing, but you're really not
right.
because you don't know what you're really doing.
And the reality is, you're going to gravitate toward what you are. That's why,
Mm.
when we talk about a lot of things on here, I try to always preach group economics. We have to start preaching group economics where we start establishing some things on our own. So when we can have some intentional things that are just strictly for us, by us,
Right.
and that we can be the focus of. I mean, but, I was, because I mean, even with the can't see me, from people don't understand. Angela Reese has been playing Caitlin back when she was at Maryland. So her, they go back a way. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin didn't have no issue with it. Now, then people try to make it up like, well, Caitlin, when she did it toward the bench. That was a lie. She did it straight to Van Fleet from Louisville. She
Right.
even told Van Fleet, shut up, you down by 15 on the court. I
Mm.
mean, for everybody to see, but everybody making excuses that it's different. It ain't no different. Well, you got, and then they called Angela classless. Said she was, that's some bullshit. They both did the same thing. And of course, Chad, you played football. I played basketball. That's just
Right.
part of the game.
Right.
That is what it is. If you hear the kind of shit that we say each other on the basketball court, you know, come on, man. That's
Yeah,
what it
you're
is.
right. Hey, don't you
Yeah.
know you muted?
No, I'm not. You can still hear
You
me.
know?
Yeah.
Oh, you sure you're not muted?
Yeah, no, I got it set up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah.
Man, I'm tired, man.
Right.
I'm tired. But anyway, like I said, go back to Larry Bird. Larry Bird talked trash the best of him, but
Oh, biggest shit
he was the greatest
talker.
American hero.
Yeah. The biggest shit talker, one of the biggest shit talkers in the NBA was Larry Bird. And now, and everybody will tell you that, and they enjoyed their time with Larry. I mean,
Hmm. I mean,
that,
look at Bill Lambier.
shit, they just want to knock Bill and Bill out. But
Yeah.
half the stuff he did, the hard fouls and stuff like that. But I think this was a good example of what people saw when this happened. Where you got a good look at what we really are, what we really think.
Right.
You saw all these people come out trying to slam Angela Reese. Then when people started to point out, hey, Caitlyn did the same thing, and they started to bag up, well, then you go, they do this, then they go word salad. Start trying to make up reasons why it's different. No, it's not different. You shit talking or you're not. The degrees don't matter. So
Right.
I mean, don't give me that. Well, one is right now. No, either you're doing it or you're not.
Hey, y'all, did y'all hear Preston use the phrase word salad? I like, can is that like 35-point word score, friend? He used word salad.
Well, that's what they
That's
do.
good.
That's what they do. They do all this jogging around and try to make it different. Nah, it ain't different. It's the same goddamn thing. You know, that's why I'm happy for the boot, and I'm glad she didn't back down from it. Of course, I don't think Jill meant some intentional harm by it, but it just shows you, like, well, you said it best. It shows an implied bias
Yep.
that hey, these little
Oh,
white girls,
implicit. Yeah.
yeah, these white girls play good. Let's invite them too. Well, that is just no. It's just no, no.
Yeah. But the
Yeah,
main thing is the public has spun the narrative without doing their research and going to the facts and the history between Angel Reese and
right,
Caitlin Clark because they try to take these platforms again to make themselves relevant and prevalent,
right,
to try to make sound bites and turn something into nothing. But again, we've been through this before with Jackson State University and other issues, especially with HBCUs,
Right.
and other issues when it comes to intercollegiate athletics. Um, do your due diligence first before you get on these platforms and make your voice heard, because when you do that, you're really minimizing yourself.
Well, that's one of the things I like. I like when Shaq came out, put Dave Portnoy and Keith over, put them in their place, man. We need, that's one thing I did enjoy about it. We need more people standing up when we see these things and saying what they really are. I mean, there's no doubt with this world.
Right.
You know,
But
and
and like you said, man, shout out to Angel Reese. She stood her ground, but more importantly now, I'm gonna piggyback off something you said. More important than that is she empowered our black girls.
yeah,
She empowered our black girls. She empowered our black girls. So I'm very proud of that.
yeah, she did. She did that. And like I said, I won't take nothing for Caitlin Clark. She balled out.
Oh
That,
yeah, lights out.
yeah, that's a 3-point machine. Got a bad game. And,
Yeah.
I'm sure to her that takes a little away from her talent. She don't want to be considered a good white girl. She want to be considered a good
Good
basketball.
basketball player.
Yeah, she want to be thought of like that. But even in that regard, that stuff always it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Queen of the Hill in the shop
Hey y'all.
doing her thing.
Hey, Sarita, tell them about this weekend real fast.
So this weekend, as we all know, it's Easter weekend. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Normally we do first glass of wine free for the ladies from 7 to 9, but tomorrow it will be from 7 to 11. Wait. You hear me? Okay. Tomorrow it will be from 7 to 11, and then we'll also have 2 for 1 beer from 7 to 11. Saturday, we also have our 2 for 1 beer and wine specials. And Sunday, Mimosa Sunday, and also we got the blues show, the Easter Sunday blues show taking place
So
Sunday.
come on out to your medulla, doula.
Let me come back over there, baby. It's $10 to get
Ten
in
dollars.
if you're not VIP, okay? For non-VIP members, it's $10 extra fee. If you are VIP, you can bring your ass in and bring a motherfucking guest too.
Right.
If you want to
Medulla.
reserve a bar seat, it is $20 per seat. Please contact your favorite tertullian to reserve your bar seat. And if you would like to go ahead and reserve your entry fee, you can do that too. Now, write your name down on the list, and when you walk in, just say your motherfucking name because you slug good like that. So that is our weekend on the and make sure you file the Bruja Smoke some bitch.
You heard it from the Queen of the Hill.
I hope everybody got that. Basically, she's saying come out and see it this weekend. Friday through Sunday, you got the Blue Show Sunday. You got Good Friday, and we have a lot of activities scheduled throughout the weekend. And there's some baseball games. You have the SWAC games here. The
Yeah.
Classic going on too. And
Mm-hmm.
Jackson State plays uh, the Mississippi Braves out at the Braves Stadium this weekend.
Yeah, trust my part.
Trustmark Park, yeah. So that'll be something big in itself. So we'll be out there enjoying that as we enjoy this whole weekend with a few cocktails. To salute. He has risen.
Mm-hmm.
So come out and enjoy your Easter weekend here on the hill with Churchill Smoke Shop and all the guys, and coaches and attorneys and law enforcement officials and the good brothers. As
That's right.
always.
Good brothers. As always. So, press is Thursday night edition. Anything else you got for our good people out there?
No, I just, I like to hear what everybody else think in the comments. What do you think about implied bias and this, unintentional racism? To me, that is a bigger issue than than Billy Bob with the rubber flag. I have more problems with that than I have with anything else. Because that does more harm. Like I said before, Billy Bob with the rubber flag, he can't do shit, and I ain't even worried about it. He really can't. But see that racism that comes from people who like Jill Biden who think they're doing good, they end up doing more harm than anything. So that right
Mm-hmm.
there, and what I would like to see, I don't want to see your press secretary walking back. I want to see you step up and say, hey, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I didn't intend for this to come across like it did. And acknowledge what I said has a racial undertone.
It's called microaggressions.
Yeah, I mean, if you can acknowledge that, that will go a long way to, correcting the issue. Because, as far as Angela Reese said, she's like, damn, that, I'm not going. I'm going to the White House. I'm going to check, I'm going to kick it with Obama.
Right. Right.
But I
So
said, I can't blame it.
yeah, so everybody again, leave the comments down below. Tell us what you think about the Angela Reese, Caitlin Clark situation. Tell us how you feel, you really feel.
Right.
Don't be afraid, because hey, we at the Good Buzz Community Podcast. We value you and your opinion. So remember to always like, subscribe, and share. And again, leave your comments down below. And we appreciate you, man.
As always, peace.
Peace. Till
Take
next
care.
time.
All right.